Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC on Intellect.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee or Julia if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the South Side of Chicago, Illinois, let's give it up for my main man, Mark T.C. Wash Senior.
In the
TC, what's
building.
up?
What up, Mr. Orr?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, good, brother.
It's a big thing, man. We sitting up here in our Bears spirit, missing the Bears game. So you know we gotta love what we do.
Oh, yeah.
If we missed the Bears game, I got my whole Bears hat on and everything else. Jessica feels some kind of way about the whole football season, man. I need to tell you, man. When she come on, I'm gonna let her air it out, man. She was talking cash money. Yeah, about we're gonna let her give her explanation.
Magnify love talking like that.
We gonna let her get that little point in. This is how I
okay.
met her. We was at this buzzing off award. We went to this buzzing off award, and she was in line in front of me to get something to eat. And she was talking to this other lady about nothing else other than football. San Francisco 49ers back in the day, man. She was talking. I was sitting up here, I was like, man, they're talking football. Like, yeah, when Jerry Rice made us, I was like, what's going on, man? So that's gonna be, I guess, for the day. Miss Jessica Matthews, the authoress is not a word, but authoress of the book, Radiate Your Power. Radiate Your Power. She's a specialist in hooking folks up. She's a walking dating site. She's a walking dating site. Jessica's a walking dating site, man. So if
Cupid in the building,
man. If you're listening to Intellectual Radio right now, make sure that you write down this number, or you mentally make a note of the number 708-223-8953. Again, the phone number is 708-223-8953. If you have any ideas about a show, we have three studios, and Earl be doing some other stuff in the main. So it's 3 studios and a hook. Like it's like you got trying to get 4 books, you got 3 in a hook. Earl got another thing. He created a studio I see with couches and stuff nowadays.
It's nice too.
I mean, they be rolling. I see what's the Simeon show? The Simeon show. He'd be out there. That was the first time I've ever served. I know he's a new show, right? But he got it out. They got it laid out with the couch and everything. I was like, what is it? Him and my man Marco is on the show with him, right? Yeah, I seen that. I said that's another option. Earl create a whole nother option. So if you have any ideas about a show, if you think you have what it takes to be able to do a show and put your voice out in the world, don't rob us of your voice. Make sure you call that number 708-223-8953. Options to listen to the show. IntellectualRadio.com. First option. IntellectualRadio.com. We live stream on IntellectualRadio.com. We also live stream from YouTube. You go to YouTube and you subscribe to the Intellectual Radio page on YouTube, and we'll be live streaming from YouTube also. Right now, currently, as we speak, download the Spreaker app.
Spreaker.
What do I say? Spreaker. It's Spreaker app. Download the Spreaker app. It's not Speaker app. It's Spreaker app. You download the Spreaker app for your audio listening. Benita Arset, she loved that app. She loved that app to do the Spreaker app. It catches everything. It catches our breathing and everything.
Yeah, you can check us out also on you friends with us on Facebook on our lives, because we do it live. What up, Carmita? What up, everybody out there on the page? And I also want to give out the little plugs. If you want to look for a plan, a trip, anything, check out Travel with Trish. She'll hook you up. Of course, I got to get up to the Over 30 Lounge. No, not my fault. Got to give it up to the new Sandpipers out in Dalton. My cousin Chuck, doing this thing. Of course, Cigar Rolls, we finally finna get this cracking, this Hookah Lounge in Harvey, 164, I think 19, South Halsted. And right now on Sundays, weather permitting, we out on a patio. But they out there now 3 to 8, with the cigars and the hookah. So come out and support the business, y'all.
Yeah.
Free Richie all day long.
All day long. Again, the call in number 708-223-8953. I want 223-8953.
Right.
What is that? Is that my phone or your phone?
Might be
that's
phone.
Probably Jessica's phone going off. Somebody calling her. Don't know the rules right now. They don't know the rules. They don't know we on live. They're calling her like, girl, I got some question for you. Anyway, I want to throw a question of the day out. Those your people, man. You better tell your people, man, what's going on, man.
How you ain't watching the show, man?
A question of the day. The question of the day is one. We got 2 of them today.
Okay.
Okay, if you had got paid $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had 24 hours, but you got to watch one movie for 24 hours straight. What movie would it be? It's one of the questions of the day. So
I can pick any movie I want.
yeah, any movie you want, 24 hours a day for if it was $1 million. I know that's a lofty number, but just for the sake of playing.
I can watch all kind of Life, Soul
You
Man.
well, no, one movie. It's got to
Watch
be
it
one
over
movie.
and over and over.
Yeah, over and over again. What's one movie you will watch over and over again for 24 hours?
Life.
You'll watch Life.
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 Easy. I sit there and watch Life.
Life. Okay. Life.
Yeah. Oh, Soul
What
Man.
about you, Earl? What would you watch? Talk to me. Oh yeah, Earl did quote, talk to me. Talk to me.
What movie would you watch?
Braveheart.
Braveheart?
Yeah,
Okay.
all day, every day,
I'm
24 hours.
Life. I can
Freedom,
watch Life
baby.
and just laugh all
You ever
day.
watch? You ever saw Braveheart?
Yeah.
At the end when he yelled out freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom. Man, that's
Yeah, that's too tragic. I don't watch that over and over.
Well, man, that makes up the man in me. Man.
I feel you.
I could watch. It was 13 Warrior was a very, very close. It was close second. 13 Warrior 2. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man was Soul Man.
I'm a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I like to be a soldier. I like to think I am.
Soul Man.
Soul Man.
Yes, I watched that over and over.
Comedies.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac, that was funny. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Well, we're gonna answer that question when she come up. Another question of the day. Whatever one you want to chime in on. Another question of the day I want to ask. What attribute about you do you think people are most attracted about? What's your most attractive attribute about you? Why do you think? Why do people like you? Why do people like you? Mine is.
Who's yours, Bob? Why do
I think
people like you,
like
Bob?
my honesty.
What it is, your what?
I think people like my honesty, but I think people actually hate my honesty. I think they're the same attribute. I think people like me because of my honesty, and I think people absolutely hate me because of my candor and honesty. Well, maybe that's different. My honesty is why people like me. My candor is why people don't like me. That's different. My honesty is why they like me. My candor is why they don't. That's the same.
Well,
right?
I got a combination of why they do. So leave it like that. It's a combination. I mean,
well, give me some type of.
I got a nice sense of humor. I got a nice sense of humor. Cool.
That's why people like
you. Yeah, easy on the eyes. And hey, I'm a cool person. They know I keep 100 with them. So that's what I think it is. And the fellas, we real men. So I think the real side is what keep people cool.
My man Ron said he'll watch Blazing Saddles. You ever saw that?
That's an older movie.
Ron McCullen. He said he'll watch it. That's an older movie.
How old is he?
Telling his age. Ron got to be about 70.
Okay.
No, Ron got to be about in his 50s.
50.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Everybody got a movie. I know you ain't gonna miss that money. So everybody have a movie, porno movie or something. They're gonna put something.
They say something. They're gonna watch something though. Anyway, those are the questions of the day. The first question of the day is, what movie would you watch for $1 million if you just getting paid $1 million for 24 hours straight? What movie would you watch?
I got a question for the day, and I want to hit you with it right now,
Bob. We flooding y'all with questions.
Oh yeah, I just got one.
You gotta participate.
It's about relationships. We got a relationship in the building, so we're gonna start off
dominate.
like
this finna dominate all the questions.
What's the one characteristic flaw that will make a deal breaker with a woman?
What's the one characteristic?
What's the one flaw that make it a deal breaker?
You answer that one first, DC.
A liar.
Okay.
That's mine.
Okay.
If I can't believe you, I can't deal with you. Flat out. And we could just be side friends and all them other good stuff I like. I just get that on the side. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But it's a deal breaker if she's a liar.
Okay.
What about you, Bob?
What's the one? Can I answer my question on the other side of the break?
No. Answer the question.
I thought about it, man. That was a good question, man. You caught me off guard.
Okay, what's the one? Me is lying. Okay, we'll come back to yours.
Kira said laziness.
Laziness. That can't be. Yeah, a lazy woman. Cause that goes a long way. I mean, her hygiene, everything's affected. If she lazy. Right. Yeah, that's a good one.
The thing that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, deal breaker. Like
there's not cheating. I mean, cheating is the deal
breaker.
Right.
Okay. Right? Well, like I didn't think you flaw that right now because
I didn't think
more of an action and you're a flaw. Like she just what? You just can't help it. No, I'm just saying like a flaw, like a characteristic. You find out like you be lying. It's emotional. The inside shouldn't even know. That string getting cut like. Yeah, a liar for me.
Well, I guess that would be the same for me. I mean,
no, we'll come back for the break, man. You ain't gonna have us waiting to say the same thing I said. Wait till you come out the break and say your own.
I gotta give you a different answer. I got the same answer
after the break. Nah, it's the same. No. What you really want to say, Mr. Oil? What's the deal breaker? Number 2 then for you then. I'll give you another one. A woman that don't listen to me.
Okay,
it's a deal breaker.
Now that's more. That's more in line with my first one.
For real.
Well, it's not about not listening. It's the fact that I guess the thing that I would say personally that really bothers me is when a woman won't listen but want you to listen after they don't listen. You know what I mean? It's like they don't. I think that it's like, in other words. I'm not willing to listen to what you're saying all the way through, but then as soon as I feel like you need to listen to me, then we gotta move forward together in this argument with how we both gonna listen to each other. Like so that becomes like a frustrating.
But you said the right way,
breaker.
The right way, the politically correct way. This is just my opinion. This is my.
Will said drugs are a deal breaker. Willie Noble.
Good answer, said, Will. That's drugs good. Drugs are good breakers.
You're like, you don't want nobody that's
well, with me, woman gotta listen to me.
Trish said no stability.
That's a good answer.
Trish said no stability.
That's a good answer. I feel she's supposed to listen, because if you tell somebody you love them and you chose to be your man, and then when it's time to listen, you don't. That don't go together.
Right.
Don't choose me if you ain't gonna listen to me.
On the other side of the break, we're going to bring our girl, Jessica Matthews, so she can join this conversation. And it says happening all the way out here in Westchester without joining the conversation, right? You're listening to Joe Jack with Bob and TC.
Come.
In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher. In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher.
Welcome back to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC. IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. Make sure if you're on Facebook Live with Jessica, share the video. If you're on Facebook Live with Nino Gutter, share the video. If you're on Facebook Live with Robert Orr, share the video. Don't just like it, share it. Share it. Invite your people to come down. We got a relationship conversation. Hopefully, we'll be able to provide you with some stuff that will be beneficial to you in this conversation. That's always the hope, right, Jessica? That's always the hope. We always hope that we give you something that you could use. Anyway,
The
TC,
audacity of hope. Yes,
the
hope is
audacity
real.
of hope. TC, let's go ahead and introduce our guest real
Where
quick.
she from? Where she from? Where she
Southside,
from?
man. Southside, baby.
Southside.
Southside,
Let's go.
baby. From the south side of Chicago, Illinois, let's give it up for Jessica Matthews.
In the building.
My girl, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Look,
Hello, South Side of Chicago.
The girl was talking about us because we met at the Buzz Off Awards, man. We might well put it out there. We was out there at the Buzz Off Awards. Just got to talk about football, man, and we just got to being rude, man. We got to interrupt the whole award.
It
man.
was disrespectful. We were loud.
She was loud. I wasn't really
I was
loud. Earl
loud.
thought I was loud. See, it wasn't me. It was her. It was one of us. Yeah. Anyway, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
I am well. Thank you for asking. How are you? Thank you for having me, gentlemen. Room full of men, ladies.
Room full of
Yes. I'm loving it.
It said room full of men, man. He said, Earl, he made Earl smile with that. Even Earl, like, yeah. And then he shut his blinds. Earl got like a secret compartment to shut the blinds at his. Yeah, so he don't count any working. Anyway, Miss Matthews, first of all, I want to congratulate you on your work you're doing. We want to talk. Firstly, we want to talk about a few of the things that you've been doing. We want to talk about. I want you to talk about the loveliest woman coach in LLC. I want you to talk about that real quick.
Oh, yes. I love to talk about the loveliest woman coaching LLC. So I am an author, a speaker, and a coach. And I am, of course, the innovator of Loveliest Woman Coaching. So what I do is I empower women. Are you ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Are you sure?
We ready.
Okay. Hold on to your seats.
Right. We ready.
To create, identify, or maintain a loving relationship.
That was cool.
It's all about the love.
You coached them to that?
You coached them today.
Absolutely. I have a master class October the 22nd. Join my master class. I am men. Don't make me start a commercial.
You coaching men too?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get to that. We're gonna have to get to what you telling the man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We gotta go through what you gotta tell a woman.
Put
first.
us on the couch.
You know what I'm saying? But we gotta go through what you telling a man. I want to answer the question today. What was the question today again?
Can I ask your first one?
No, you're not ask the one you asked.
I'll ask,
What-
okay,
Yeah.
what is a deal breaker for you in a relationship?
Okay, so I cannot use the deal breakers that you guys have used. Is that the rule, or can I? What's the rule?
No, you can say the one you share, but I picked another one. But
Okay,
what-
yeah,
you-
I agree with TC's deal breaker. That's
Lying.
a problem. Yes, that's a serious problem. If I can't trust you, you are of no use to me whatsoever.
I agree.
Yeah.
So since that was already used, I'm gonna say that my round 2 deal breaker would be, there's so many of them to choose from.
There's so many deal breakers.
On the
How
level
about
it is.
Really?
It is. That's
Yes,
that many deal
it
breakers
was so
like
far
that.
for. But there's, I mean,
Oh my
it's there's. See, when you've been married, you know what a deal breaker is. You know it immediately. So for me, a man who cannot lead, I can't do that. You want me to lead you down
So that's
you want
a
me to
deal breaker.
follow you down? Yes, you want me to follow you down a dark alley, and you don't know where you're going, and you want me to follow you.
Mm.
I got a problem with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you will let him leave if he showed you the ability to lead.
If you can lead, yes, absolutely. If
He
you
gotta
can
be
run
lead- so you got to
something,
lead to your satisfaction, though.
not necessarily to my satisfaction. It's a partnership, not
Okay, it's a
necessarily.
partnership,
It's a
but-
partnership.
But you saying he need to lead, but you say now it's a partnership.
If you
Now,
want
which
some,
one is
okay, it is a partnership, and then there's
it? You want
also
him to lead as a
leadership.
partner.
Yeah, just of course. Okay, let's go. Let's take for instance a company, right? You have a leader of the company, correct? And he partners with the people underneath him.
No, not really. He just
Yes.
lead them.
No, he's leading them, and he also has to partner with them. He needs buy-in from them in order for them to carry out his vision
But it's
or
his
her
decision
vision.
at the end. I mean, I'm just saying in the comparison you use in that scenario you use. He's a leader of a company.
But
He makes the final decision, but he gets input from you, whether he likes that or not.
yeah, it's
Because I'm
still
just trying to make sure I understand your philosophy.
yes.
I just trying to make
I
sure.
need somebody who can lead.
Okay.
A
go ahead.
marriage, a relationship. A relationship is a partnership,
Okay.
and then there's a person who is the leader.
Okay.
That's my viewpoint. There's a leader.
Got you. Okay.
We're gonna read one of your comments
That's
right
it.
now from Teresa Merritt. She said a deal breaker is a man who is not in relationship with his children?
Ooh,
That's a great
That's a
answer.
great
that's a good one.
Also, Tashima
Yes.
said poor communication.
Poor communication.
Yeah.
Poor communication.
I hope she could elaborate on
That's
that.
a deal.
Call
breaker.
in number 708
Elaborate on poor communication. Shima.
223-8953. 708-223-8953 if you want to elaborate on any of your answers.
How many deal breakers you think of, Bob?
I don't have a lot of deal breakers. I'm a very, very patient person in a relationship. I'm very patient.
That's what's up.
Honestly, I don't have a lot of deal breakers. That's why I had to, resort to, jumping on, piggybacking on your lying answer. The lying aspect, it's hard to lie to me though. It is really hard to lie to me because I pay attention to every detail of what you're saying. But that's why I got to kind of sort of pick something else that personally frustrate me.
I can give a name like 5, like quick.
Deal breakers.
Deal breaker.
But I guess it all depends to me on where the foundation of your morals is coming from concerning a relationship. When I go as far as a commitment in a relationship, there's a moral standard that I hold to, and it's like you got to do something really blatant in order for me to violate the commitment, right? That's just how I think of it. Most relationships, because you know what? Because the thing I realized about this earlier before we had this relationship conversation today, I was thinking about. I say, you know what? A lot of times we are arguing the point that we are arguing from a standpoint of morals versus adjustments after relationships have failed. Like when we go into a relationships at first, we think of it from a moralistic standpoint. I believe in marriage from the standpoint of God, and me and God, whoever God send me. That's a moralistic standpoint, right? That's how we most of us think of a relationship, right? But now all of us are really talking about relationships after failed relationships. That means we all weaved in and out of this moral concept. Now, this is what we're talking about now when we talk about relationship conversations. To me, that's what we're doing now. Afterwards, I don't know if y'all agree or disagree with that. Let me know. Do y'all agree or disagree?
I mean,
that point,
I can't disagree because that's your point of view.
Yeah, it's my.
I don't look at it like that at all.
Right. Well, how do y'all look at it?
I look at it. I speak for me. And deal breaker is like something I'm not dealing with, and it's like I don't. It's a feeling I have, and if first of all, liar, I can't deal with that.
I'm talking about the relationship debates that we're having. The ones we finna have right now.
It's based on
us coming from originally a standpoint when we had all this our moral compass, our moral belief system.
Absolutely. I think yes. Every relationship is founded on your values.
This is what I'm talking about right now. Okay. Right? Now it seemed like what Jessica seems to be doing and what a lot of people seem to be doing now. Now we're talking about the adjustments that are made after all of those original morals has been violated and we ain't make it through all of these relationships. Now we coming up with something else to try to navigate through the dating scene, the relationship scene. We coming up with a whole adjusted way of thinking. You know what I mean? Because at first we thought like, man, when I got married,
right?
I ain't think
people are delusional about marriage. I'm just keeping it real. People are delusional. Women are sold a dream. They're sold a fantasy about getting married. And I talk to married women all the time and they say, this is not what I thought it was. And I tell single women, you are in for a rude awakening what marriage is all about. And yes, so when you step into the marriage, it's like, holy crap, this is not what I was expecting. So now you have to regroup and figure out what your real deal breakers are because you're in the thick of things.
Right. Outside of the morals.
Outside of the morals.
That's what I'm saying. Now you got to figure out what
you got to figure out.
My finger felt like I
I got a question back to what she said. Like you said about like you get married and it's not what they expected. Can you elaborate what they meant by that? Did he change or was the responsibility of marriage was more than they thought? What was about marriage that was not what they expect?
A lot of times people are often for marriage, people believe in that whole fairy tale thing and things being equal and traditional roles are not so traditional nowadays. Women are expected nowadays to care for the whole family and cook meals and clothes and still go out and go to work and then come back and do all that stuff and look good in her lingerie and break it down. I mean, you have to You have to wear all of these different hats as a woman and still look good. You cannot let yourself go because you got to be competitive. It's just so many layers. You don't cook like my mother. I'm not your mother. I mean, I can't even tell you what the expectations are. And you being compared to some mother in terms of cooking, that's annoying. Like, men don't do that. Like, my mother, like, I really don't care with your mother. So now I'm resenting your mother because you keep throwing your mother in my face. Like, now you're making me hate your mother. I loved her until you throw it in my face in 5 minutes.
Right. Right. That's
I mean, so
that's real what you said, though. You said,
yeah.
what you said was that a lot of times you don't even really know the real deal breakers. And I think a lot of that's what's happening right now in our society. We go into, that's what I mean by we go into it with a moralistic thought process, but there are more deal breakers within our own personal makeup than we know, that we think that
Yes.
to even know. Somebody leaving the toilet seat up all the time.
Yes.
You know, somebody not opening the door. I'm saying those combination of things that chivalry, those violations of chivalry.
Somebody might have OCD. What if your mate has OCD and you're messy, right? And he or she has to have stuff in a certain order, and then the other person is throwing things on the ground. You didn't know that until you began to live with that person, and now you're mad because you gotta deal with that. That's real.
What's something wrong with that person? If you sit there and wait till you get married and find out this person got OCD, that's like what you been doing all this time.
That's why I say, TC. That's why I'm saying
certain things you just don't know. I mean, you don't know until you know.
That's why I'm saying that it seemed like, because it's like in this conversation, in this day and age right now, it's like we totally got to take the morals out, because nobody believe in the same set of moral principles exactly alike anymore, right? So how do we go forth with that with no standard in place? How do we do that? Where do we get it from? Well, because it's based on your exposure. I was raised this way, or this what happened to me when I was young, or we did it like this. So, right?
That's correct.
There's never going to be no equal balance. You know, even if you go to the same church, even if you go to the same mosque, there's not going to be no equal level of exposure. So we got to come find out whatever our personal way is, and we try to attach our morals to our own personal exposure, and we got to go out here and try to make a relationship happen on it. And there's no way you can say, go ahead.
To me, then, that person, whoever it is, it match y'all. I don't mean to offend y'all, but y'all phony, flat out. Because I don't approach a relationship on no moral standard thing. You know, we grown now. I know what I don't like. I know what I don't.
What do you base it on? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
What me?
What does that mean? Me?
What you mean?
But it's based on your experiences. You're basing that stuff based on things that have happened to you in the past. And that is what Bob is saying.
No, time out. So that's your question then. So in order for me to say I don't want to be cheated on, I had to be cheated on before?
No, they ain't want to say.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, I know what I don't like. That don't mean I dealt with it before. I mean I don't like it. I already know what I don't like.
Okay.
So that I mean, I'm not saying that. Some people do get the information once they found out a woman that said this to him and found out she was cheating, so now he don't trust. That's different. I'm not talking about that dude. You know, I feel sorry for him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't like a liar because I experienced a liar. No, that's not the same.
Like, how do you know you don't like a liar?
Because I know how it make me feel when I've been lied to.
Like I'm saying, how you know?
Well, you just said. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
You just said.
Tell me. Let's be real for a minute. I said I'm not saying that. So you not. So only person lies to you is a relationship. The only way you can feel what a lie feels like gotta be from a woman.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know what a lie feel like? How do you know you don't like lies?
Because I've been lied to.
Because you've been lied to. It don't have said it had to be from a relationship. You've been lied to. We talking about your experience. Your experience. You've been lied to. That's how you know you don't like liars. So that's why I said, what moral compass are we basing everything on? You basing it on something that has happened to you. That's what I mean. That becomes your moral compass. That's what I'm saying. So my point is, I didn't call it religion. I didn't call it anything. I said people's moral compasses are based on whatever the founder. That's how we move forth in our relationships, right? I don't even understand what you don't understand. I'm saying I wasn't even going that deep into it.
You trying to? That I'm saying, like,
I wasn't even trying to go deep.
Because first of all, let's be real for a minute. We sit and waste all this time. What you were trying to say.
I wasn't trying to say
what
anything.
What you're saying. Right. Well, let me get. If I'm getting it right.
Right.
You're saying you've been lied to before, so everything you're doing is based on whatever experience you had, right?
Okay.
So,
It was a question.
right.
Because the comment that I made was about a moral compass. Your foundation of beliefs. That's all I'm saying. Your foundation of beliefs
Mhm.
is from something. It's from experience. It's
That's
from
everything
something.
in life. You get 40 years old, you
right.
experience something,
And,
but that
and what
don't.
I'm saying is, okay, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
All right, that's all. Go ahead. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out. Because all I'm trying to do, look, TC, all I'm trying to do
Listen.
is make sure the conversation is always positioned where people can benefit from it. That's it. How do we benefit from it? I don't want to just be debating and arguing.
Who was
No,
debating?
I'm not saying we
Oh.
are. I'm just saying if we got to have some foundation to say where we're coming from with what we're talking about.
So
Period.
when you make
a
a decision on relationship, I'm asking you, saying you based on your moral standards, right?
Yeah, your moral standards or whatever you've been exposed to, which becomes your moral standards, or whatever you feel like is right and wrong becomes your moral compass of standards. That's all I'm saying. I don't even think it's
Okay.
deep. I'm just saying, how else are your morals founded? How else do you individually form your morals? How do you do it? That's a question now.
Are you asking me?
That's a
I'm just
question.
listening.
That's a
I didn't know.
question.
Right? I didn't know if it was a question or not.
How do
You
you
know?
form them? How do you form your morals? Because I mean,
things I won't do. Now, things I won't do. Period. I mean,
I'm saying, how do you form them? Because the reason why that's
'cause I won't
important,
do it.
the reason why that's important, because we constantly keep having these conversations with men and women about relationships, but we never are really recognizing how a person's whole morals are formed and what they're based on. So we end up arguing about the standards that come from people's exposure that only gravitate to what they think right is or what wrong is. That's all we're doing.
So if that's the case, then you can more explain why Jeffrey Dahmer ate people. Then, right? You can more explain that because based on whatever experience he had, no, I don't. That don't make sense to me.
Okay.
It just don't become. I mean, what you're saying is obvious. What you're saying makes sense. Ain't nobody moving without everybody experience something in life. So the decisions you make is based on something you experienced. That's what you're saying, right?
That's simple. Nice and simple.
But then when you ask me, well, how do I know I don't like something? And you saying because you must be lied to before, said me you don't like it. That's what you're saying.
That's how you know.
Okay.
Ain't that how you know? I'm asking you, how else do you know?
You're right.
And I wasn't saying nothing deep. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even nothing deep.
We ain't gonna do this right now. I'll come back to it. Go ahead.
I got somebody on my feed. Sean says that a deal breaker for her is lack of honesty. Hey, Sean, what's up? Cheryl, what's up? Ezra in the building.
Okay, Ezra, what's up? Sean, what's up? let me we
yeah, let's go.
Moving on.
Let's keep it moving.
Jessica was talking, man. We just jumped in there without.
I didn't understand something, man.
We jumped in there without redefining of our defining.
Okay, I know my movie. Can I have my
Go
movie?
ahead,
okay,
please.
for $1 million, people, I would watch Black Panther.
You'll watch Black Panther?
Yep. Wakanda for life, baby.
What part about Black Panther was you fascinated?
My favorite part of the movie, and I was hoping you guys would ask this. This is when the king of the tribe that was the mountain tribe. What's the name of that tribe? Whatever.
I forgot. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
They was barking.
Yeah, the barkers. The roof. Yeah. And he was about to kill the king. Right,
well, he was fighting for the crown.
He was fighting for the crown.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he was about to go after the Black Panther with he was on one of those animals, and he was about to charge the king with the animal, and the general stepped in front of that animal, and the animal stopped on the dime. The woman, the bald woman, the animal stopped on the dime and licked her in the face. He got off. He was like, move out the way. She said, I'm not moving. And he said, my darling, because they were in a relationship. My darling, would you harm me? She said, without a doubt, I'll drop you. And then he yielded and he kneeled. He said, the woman I love is standing behind this man. I'm going to stand behind him too. That was my favorite part. Because he was angry that the king did not defend his parents' honor because his parents died and he wanted the king to like do something to the, so that was my favorite part. He decided love. He chose her.
Okay. Is that who he was? He was over the mountain people? Was that
The
one?
um
He was one. I thought he was one.
That was the brother played.
Right, he was gonna. Yes, he was.
was
He
one
was
that
gonna
spoke.
charge into the guy. Okay, he wasn't charging to the Black Panther, but he was gonna
I
ram
get it.
into the guy who
I
was
get
the
it.
mountain people,
Yeah.
and they were
I
helping
see.
her
I
fight.
got you. I got you. I got you.
So if she had killed him, he would have killed his
Yeah,
army.
that was her guy.
That was her.
That was her actually guy though.
That was her man.
That was her
Walk ahead
man.
and get
That
out.
she
He
was
played
going
Get
to
Out.
kill to protect the king of the
Yeah.
mountain.
That was your favorite part
Yeah,
of the movie?
that was my favorite part.
Woman, hear me roar. Woman, hear me roar. You would find
The part that she was about to turn her husband for the other dude.
No, she was loyal. She was
So,
loyal
now
to the.
this is
She
what
was
she's
loyal
teaching,
to the
right.
kingdom.
This is what she's
No.
teaching.
She was loyal to the
Catch
kingdom.
this though. This is the concept. This is how a lot of
That's your favorite part.
This is how a lot of black men feel, right? This is how a lot of black men feel.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So,
Tell what we feel, Bob.
now, well, I'm just gonna say now. So you're loyal to this concept of the kingdom, right?
she was loyal. She was
concept
up.
of the
She was
kingdom.
the general, and it
So
was
she
her.
wouldn't
It
honor
was
what
her
her
duty.
man was. She wouldn't
No,
honor.
but she was
You know what
she
I'm
was
saying?
honoring her
She-
position first.
How
Her
does that
position as a general.
Okay, watch this though. How does that make him feel?
He respected that. He was like, if that means if you're gonna honor the king and that's important to you, then that's important to me.
And that was
It wasn't
important.
about her trying to kill her love interest. It was about her being loyal to her position.
Right.
She was a general, loyal to her position to the king, no matter what. She was going to be loyal to the king. When the killmonger was the king, she was loyal to him too. She didn't care. She was loyal to the crown. And so her love interest respected her standards. That's what I'm loving. He was like, okay, that's what you're standing on. I'm going to stand behind you. That's what I'm thinking. It's not about, oh, she going to kill her man. No.
No, not about
Yeah.
it. She gonna kill her man. It's just
Yeah.
interesting. Like I'm appropriately wired as a male chauvinistic type of thinker in a way that I can actually say, if I was the man who felt like I wanted to put my knee down and stop that to whatever decision I wanted to go in, right?
Mhm.
It's like I would need my woman with me. So in other words, a part like instinctively that you feel excited about was your best part of the movie and everything else. It was like almost a moment of defiance to a lot of men that I'm just saying.
Deal breaker.
I'm not
Right. And as a woman,
it was just
you
natural.
should have, as a woman, you should have standards, and you need to draw the line, and that's what she did. She
Even
drew.
when it comes to your man.
Yes, you have to have. There has to
Inside
be some
with
sort of
someone
line.
else.
That's like a deal breaker. That's drawing the line. This is my deal breaker. If you lied to me, I'm done with you. That's a drawing a
Right.
line.
Mhm.
That's taking a stand.
Right.
You disagree?
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. No, I disagree, but it's just, like I gotta say it like this. I gotta say it as a black man. That's what we're dealing with our women. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of times that they're taking these stances that are never in line with us. They're never in line with us. That means we're experiencing an entire existence, whether it's through the system of white man, through the system of everywhere in the world we go. Our woman is never in line with us.
Let me have an example, please, sir.
That was the example
Alex
you
for
gave.
800. May I have an example?
Go ahead. Example is that, like you said, you want an example as
Yes,
far as
please.
so you use the example of the movie, which is fictional, right?
Yes.
Okay, we talking about reality. We talking about
Yes.
when a woman who feels like she have maybe credentials behind her, or maybe the momentum of her career behind her, or a job behind her, and things like that, right? And he might have a decision in his mind that seems right, but if she feels as though her capital is stronger than his, then she's not going to support it. She'll rather support who she quote unquote says has experience making the money or experience with the capital, right? So the idea of what he's willing to fight and die for has got to get put on the back burner, because she's like, well, but they got evidence and proof that this works. So I cannot support you right now. So in other words, he got to sit back and got to let whatever momentum in front of her, wherever she's going, whatever she's doing, go. And if it fail, now she gonna hit you with you're my man though. You're supposed to pick me up and hold me up, because I got the rhythm to be an independent woman and everything, or I got the ideas to make this work, but it's failing right now. I need to lean on you. But he was like, well, hey, this was a bad idea to me in the first place. That example right there, it could be the same example you used in that movie, where this man feeling like, man, I don't like this weak dude. Because you look at the movie in a certain way, but a lot of men look at it a different way. Some people like Killmonger.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people liked him. Some men that resonated with them.
Right.
Like,
Right.
man, we don't want all this weak sounding king, right?
Right.
We don't need to be giving our technology away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the men who agreed with that was on the wrong side because they women supported the king?
No, I'm not saying.
I don't know if you understand that. Do you understand?
I'm not saying any of that, but I want to go back to your example.
Okay.
So I kind of missed your example, so I'm going to try to sum it up what I believe I heard. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. What I believe you said, your example is that women are misaligned with their men because she believes that someone outside of her marriage is more knowledgeable than him. And so she does not listen to him, to her husband or her boyfriend. She trumps him with some outside information.
Because that's what you said, dude did. That's what you said the lady did.
That's
when she bowed down.
Is that your example?
Because that's what you said the lady did.
No, she was honoring her post.
Okay.
She was honoring her. She was on duty as the general. As the general, her job was to protect the king.
Right.
Right? Black Panther, right? The guy from the mountain, whatever his name was, whatever that tribe was. Right. He stepped in to help them fight. So he was about to get murdered, and she stepped in as the general to protect a king who was protecting her king. So this was outside of the household. This had nothing. She was holding a position.
It's never outside the household.
She wasn't married then. She wasn't married then. She
was at work. So she was upholding her duty.
Okay.
So that is a different point of reference than what you're talking about. So if we reference the same thing, and then I can get on board with what you're saying. So what you're saying is, I believe that's what you're saying, but it's not the same thing that I was saying.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. It's not the same thing you said. She was at work.
She was working. Yes.
So, but even though it was her man, she had to punch him.
They weren't married though.
They weren't married, right. But they were dating. They were in a relationship. And she said, no, my job as the general is to protect the king.
What if she's married to him?
Real question.
What if
we gotta dance all around this stuff? We gotta dance all around this,
What if she's married to him?
Same thing. She's still at work. Her duty. She was acting under the duty as general. With you guys that's my position. She was acting as general, not as wife or girlfriend. Mm-hmm. She was acting as general.
So you act as wife. You're not a wife once you're at work. I'm just saying that's when the wife role turns off. If you're at work and your husband comes to your job. You're a police officer. Let's do this. You're a police officer. And you see me steal some gym shoes.
As a police officer, I know something about the police now. You better watch it now. I was a civilian with the police department. And civilians, wait a minute, let me finish. So the civilians, police officers, as well as civilians, are beholden to reporting crimes. They are required to report crimes. Yes. Yeah, they are required to report crimes.
How you gonna say they're required?
Turn me in, huh?
Your own officer, they own off. They don't.
If they're caught. If they are caught knowing that someone broke the law and it can be proven that somebody broke the law and they did nothing about it, they can be held accountable for it, a civilian or a police officer. So again, that's not a good example because if I'm a police officer, if somebody's breaking the law, even if it's my spouse, my duty as an officer is I gotta still work. It's still a work capacity.
Whoa. So you'll let your husband ran a red light and you on post, you gonna stop him and give him a ticket? That's you gonna tell me. You gonna give him a ticket. Because the duty
Tell the
says,
truth. Go ahead. Come on, tell the truth.
I'm at work now, babe, so you gonna give him a ticket for running a red light? For speeding, you gonna give your husband a ticket?
No, we going
I think we splitting hairs.
Yeah, I'm about to say we're gonna get back.
I'm saying we splitting hairs.
I just want to make sure.
We gonna
I see it now.
we wanted to make sure. We wanted to make sure that because in these conversations, when we started this conversation, even though sometimes people will think this is like we jumping all over the board, going all over the place. These small details, when people won't tell the truth in these platforms where everybody listening, jaw jacking will. We're gonna tell the truth. And sometimes that's not popular. It's not popular to tell the truth when it's uncomfortable to, right? So now here's the thing. Now we're gonna get back to the beauty of the intent on why you do what you do, right? I want you to tell us about your book, right? Radiate Your Power. Tell me about the intent or why you wrote it.
Yes.
What got behind before we really jump in on you again? Because we coming after you.
We
coming after you today. We're gonna sit the book up here to let her know the beauty of your work.
Yeah.
Talk about your book.
Yeah. So actually I had a book reading yesterday at Trinity United Church.
Over there on 95th?
On 95th. My book is in the Kiba bookstore. And yeah, it's also on Amazon. So how this book came about, the book came about, it came out of my 7-step system. And that came about after I was married for 18 years. And after I transitioned into becoming newly single, that's my very nice, polite, good girl way of saying divorce. Divorce is a dirty word and has a negative impact on people. So I like to say newly single. Transitioning to being newly single, I moved into a space of unfamiliar territory. I start dating as if I was married, doing stuff I wasn't proud of, stuff outside of my values, morals, and my world of what I understood. In doing that, I began to be uncomfortable with myself. I was inauthentic. And in that inauthenticity, I realized that I'm trying to compete in the world of single people. I wanted to compete. I'm thinking everybody is doing all of the stuff that I'm doing, so I had to do it too. And one day I woke up, I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? This is not me. This is not me. I'm inauthentic. I'm gonna get back to myself. I brushed myself off and I said, wait a minute, this is not me. I'm only gonna do what I am comfortable with doing. I'm only gonna do what resonates with Jessica. And in that moment of decision, I begin to attract more men than I've ever attracted, ever in my life. And then I'm getting offers, marriage offers, XYZ. You want me to get to the point?
No, I'm not. I'm listening.
I get to marriage offers. I'm like, I'm trying to date at this point. You're so amazing. Why are you single?
You're so amazing.
Yeah, so I'm dating and I'm getting all these offers. And I discovered, I'm like, this is a strategy. This is a strategy that can get so many women
you was excited.
unstuck.
You was enjoying yourself so much you didn't want to get married.
I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to get married because it was a very challenging time for me in my life. And when I transitioned out of that and got some stability with being single, because transitioning from married to single, that can be trauma depending on your circumstances. And in a lot of cases, it's really trauma. And after I got past that trauma and renewed my spirit, renewed my mind, and got back to me, I was this wonderful, beautiful person that was attracting men. And in that moment, I realized I had a system that could help other women like me who transitioned out of being married to get unstuck in love, stop blaming the last man for today, and to really move on and create the love that you want. That's how this came out. So that came out of this system, and every day I would post grace deeds, and people would come up to me and was like, Jessica, I can't do that grace deed, that's too hard. I was like, yes you can. So I decided to write a book to tell people how to do the grace deeds. So the Grace Deeds, it's a journal. It's a self-help journal, personal development, personal relationship development to help people realize and recognize negative behavior, make those corrections, and improve your relationship, any type of relationship, business, romantic, social, family relationships. So that's how the book came about. Yeah.
That's great. I mean,
That's what's up.
you brought up some points about. Did you want to say something, TC?
No, I said that's what's
I
up.
saw your nose and stuff moving when she was talking, but you was talking about different things. So you talking about different things about some bullet points. I want you to talk about some bullet points, at least 3 bullet points. Just elaborate on them a little bit.
3 bullet points.
The 3 bullet points. First one
Okay.
was you win with grace.
Yes, there are 3 ways that people can win with grace. And grace is such a powerful tool, and I use it all the time. And I love to share whenever I can how people can win with grace. So, the first way to win with grace is taking responsibility. And that is actually a day in the book. So, taking responsibility for your actions. So, a very good example of taking responsibility for actions. And this actually happened. I was a project manager at a company, and I was supposed to stand up a tool, a help desk to support a tool. And there was a director that I was working with. He's a technology director that I was working with. And he sent an email to, I sent the email out, and he sent an email out to me correcting me publicly on this email with about 10 other people. And that was an affront to my character. Like, you attacking me, you attacking my um ability to lead a project in front of all of these people. So I clapped back at him
So you clap
over
back, huh?
I clapped back
So you
over
clap back.
email hard. I told him to stand, to sum it up, I was like, stay in your lane. This is a summary. Stay in your lane. This is my project. I know what I'm doing. You handle your project, I'll handle mine. And the next day I landed in the office of the number 2 person of the organization, the 3 of us in a conversation about what I said to him over this email. And we all walked in the room. We greeted each other and said, hello, hello, hello. Everything was cordial. And then the number 2 person turns to me and says, Jessica, I am so disappointed in you. That's unbecoming of you. I couldn't believe that. I didn't know that was something you could do. That I didn't know that was in you. And in that moment, I realized, wow, I really made a mistake. And he just threw me a lifeline, and I'm about to take this lifeline. And I ran with that. I'm disappointed. And I said, you know what? That was so unprofessional of me, and I'm embarrassed. And then I turned to the person I had written the email to. I looked him in the eye, and I said, I'm so sorry. You did not deserve that. It was disrespectful. It was unprofessional, and it'll never happen again. And then he accepted my apology, and he said he was shocked too that he had never seen that type of behavior from me, and I'm very professional. And he was just stunned, like he didn't know what to do.
Was you sorry?
I really was sorry,
You
because
really was.
it was out of
So
order.
you ain't mean it when you said it.
When I said it, I did mean it.
You did mean it.
I said it out of anger because my perception was, in my mind, he was attacking me. Now, I don't know what that man was doing, but in my mind, he was attacking me. And I responded based off of an assumption. But when the 2 of them were so disappointed in me, it made me like think about, oh, wait a minute, let me rethink this. Because I went in there ready to fight. I was going to go and fight to the death about this. I was walking in there like, yeah, they going to come against me. I'm coming back, And when he said that, it changed my perception of what I did and why I was in that office. And then the number 2 person said something else, and the director said something else. And then the number 2 person turns to me and goes, well, I guess this is resolved. Just like that. I just knew I was going to get reprimanded of some sort of suspension, 5 days, maybe termination, because it was definitely out of order. And I took responsibility and shifted everything with grace. Everybody in that room had grace. The whole mood of the conversation changed because one, grace was extended to me. Two, I recognized it. Three, I extended grace back, and it was just, an extension of grace the entire time. And everything changed in that moment. And in that moment, I realized, wow, I could actually change things depending on one, how I am viewing things, and two, how I respond.
All right, let's go. I
Yeah.
want to get more. I wanted you to
The other two things,
finish the other two things.
taking responsibility,
Okay.
being authentic, and love unbound. Those are three ways to affect any relationship using grace.
Taking responsibility.
Yes, taking responsibility, being authentic, and love unbound. I like to call it love unbound, where you just love with no boundaries. You just, boom, I'm going to put it out there. Regardless of what's coming back, I'm putting it out there. Love unbound.
That's hard to do.
It can be hard to do.
It used to didn't be hard for me, but it's harder now.
It can be hard.
I can't do that like I used to.
You got to get vulnerable to do love unbound.
I used to be vulnerable. I don't think I'm vulnerable anymore.
And that's the sweet spot of actually getting love, is you got to open up.
That's interesting. We was talking about something. I want to open this conversation up a little bit. TC, I want you to jump in here whenever you feel like it, sir. But this question is, how can a woman that's not married teach other people how to get a man and stay committed? How can a woman who is not married do that and be successful at doing that and have confidence saying that she got the right answer to do it?
Oh,
that's a good question, Bob.
You know what? That's an excellent question, Bob. And surprisingly, I get this question a lot. And I actually got this question last night. I was at a birthday party, a private birthday party. It was fabulous. It was a birthday party at Gorgeous Galleries in the Beverly neighborhood. And a guy, I was passing out my cards and talking, and he was like, answer this question. I was like, sir, I get this all the time and I have an answer. I said, sir. And this is exactly what I said. So this may come as a shock. I said, I don't need your permission to get paid. And his head went back. He was stunned. I said, sir, I do not need your permission to get paid. And his girlfriend started laughing. So, I said, I have a tribe.
I don't need no position. I don't need no permission.
I don't need your permission.
Hustle these women.
I said, I have a tribe. I said, transitioning out of a divorce, that is trauma. That is trauma. You were married 14, 15. I was married 18 years. I'm married 18 years. I go from having cover, somebody I can talk to, somebody I'm sleeping in the bed with, somebody I can call to say I need this, to doing everything by myself. That's a huge transition. And now, you all of a sudden you in the bed alone. That's hard. Like, it was days I couldn't sleep. That's a big transition, and you cannot understand it or appreciate it until you've actually lived it. If you've never been married, you don't even understand. And if you've been, you don't even understand, because you don't even understand marriage if you've been single, because marriage is a whole different dynamic than being single. So you got that, and it's, and then you're still in marriage mode. So yeah, and then this lady sitting next to me, she overheard the conversation, and she said, that's exactly what happened to me. And that lady booked an appointment with me. I have a tribe. It can be very traumatic based on what has happened. And if you have children, it could be even worse. I was talking to my mother today about this, and she said, yeah. And if you have children, it's even worse. My mother's a divorcee. And so my mother was like, yeah, I experienced the same thing. This is my mother. She was like, yeah, that's correct. So yeah.
As you talk about, you also was talking. TC, did you want to chime in on
that? No, I'm listening.
That was a fantastic answer, though. That was a fantastic answer. You said black women is the highest divorce rate. They're the highest divorce rate.
Yes. According to statistics, black women have the highest divorce rate. People always rate.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think
there are? Surprisingly enough, before the war on drugs, prior to the war on drugs in the 70s, Black women over the age of 35 married at a higher rate than their white counterparts. I'm not making this up. This is according to statistics, the Census Bureau. I'm not making this up. This is tracked by the government. So part of the element would be men being incarcerated, Black men being incarcerated. You see the marriage rates drop. There's a chart that you can see online, and you can see the marriage rate drop more and more and more and more and more. People wanting to marry inside of their race, surprisingly, that is not just unique to the Black race. People are always trying to say, oh, only Black people want to marry Black people. No, all races prefer to marry within their race. Marrying out of your race is about about 15%. And, so it's not a big group of people marrying outside of their race. So all of that plays a role in Black women being married, the men who are available. And then you have a small percentage of Black men marrying other races, but there's just a number of things. And the women are in a position of power, right? So a disparity between incomes that can cause a rift in the family. You make more money than me, so I'm gonna tell you, you can't tell me what to do with my money. That can cause a rift. I mean, there are a number of things. Now you have a power struggle over money. There are a number of things. But yes, Black women, there are probably people who are listening to me right now. There are women in your family who have been married that you don't know about, but they've been married. They probably were married when you were a child and you just didn't know it, and they did divorce. So Black women are marrying multiple times. So yes, unfortunately, it's an issue.
Not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was the good answer. That was a clean answer. Do you have any other answer on why that is? I'm just
There's
curious,
another.
do one even exist for you?
No, there's another issue with Black women not getting married. A lot of Black women are devoted to their career. These are stats too. Okay. This is serious.
Yeah.
Black women are they are focused on their careers. They're going through their careers, and they're about 35-ish when they come out of their careers. And all of the men who were available got married in their 20s while they were going through their careers, and now they're high powered and they can't connect because all of the guys that were in their age range are now married because they married in their 20s. That's one element. And then you have an element now where there's a trend of, I don't need to be married. A lot of people are not wanting to be married for whatever reason. I don't know what the trend is, but there's a trend of not wanting to be married, just wanting. I hear men complaining about the women. They don't want to get married. They want to date.
You hear men?
I hear men complaining about that.
I want to try this.
I was surprised too.
Because I want TC, I want you to repeat the question of the day real quick so everybody can hear it.
What's a deal breaker for a relationship? What is your personal deal breaker?
Yeah, deal breaker. Say yours again. What was your deal breaker?
But I have a bunch of deal breakers. My deal breaker is a man, the one that I chose. Actually, my number one is TC's number one. Really, that's number one. But since he said that one,
I think it's all about.
Since he said that one, I'm
almost like cheating.
Lying, cheating. So my deal breaker for the day.
You ain't gonna cheat.
You ain't gonna have nobody lying,
You gotta cheat. Lying,
stealing money out your wallet, ain't telling you. Like,
I want to tell this question. I want to answer your.
My deal breaker for the day is a man who cannot lead.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have a question.
Call in number 708-223-8953 if you want to call in, or if you want to chime in on Facebook, feel free to do so. TC, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
Well, I'm just listening, and I was listening to everything, about her little techniques and things she said. So of course I got some feedback. Her little sister. Okay, I just want to ask a question. During your coaching or your classes, do you run into a lot of women that have that make a high income and that look at men, if they don't make the same amount of money, they're not even an option?
Surprisingly, I have had women in my course who have had the house on the hill and the expensive cars and um, a client with a PhD and does not even care about how much money the guy makes. She's had that whole life. She said, that lifestyle doesn't bring love. And she's okay with whatever income bracket that man is not a factor. And there are a number of women that I've met and women who have not gone, women who have not taken my class, just overall, who say that they're not looking at the money element. They're looking for somebody that they can actually connect with. So there are women out there who are not concerned about the money aspect.
But you also said this though. This is a comment you made. So I'm a journalist, so I remember everything. Hey, you said this though. You said marrying the wrong person keeps a lot of people in poverty.
Absolutely.
So from a woman's perspective, what does that mean that you say it?
From a woman's perspective, do you want to know where I got that reference, or you just want me to answer the question?
Yeah, you can tell me where you got.
Okay, I got that reference from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There's a chapter in his book that talks about, and this man spent 20 years researching this, and he discovered through his research one of the ways that you can fail at riches is marrying the wrong person. You can fail at wealth. You can miss the mark in terms of wealth by marrying the wrong person. So from a female standpoint, where am I coming with that?
Right, because you got it from the book. You referenced it from the book, but you took a personal ownership, like
the personal ownership
enlightened you about it, like
right.
Yeah,
if the man does not have any ambition, so the woman has all of the ambition. She wants to make moves in life, and he doesn't have the same ambition as her. He may look at her as a threat, that she feels like she's better than him, and whatever she do, he can take it. It's possible that he's taking offense to whatever she's doing, and she's trying to move up, and he's like, no, he doesn't have that mindset. He doesn't have a wealth mindset or a growth mindset. And then now he's fighting with her over what should be the next step. What if she wants to plan for retirement, but he wants to spend money on making it rain on gym shoes, and he wants rims, he wants wheels and rims, and he wants a boat, and he wants all of this stuff that's not earning any income and no passive residual income, and she's trying to build. That can be a problem. Like he's blocking, or the woman is blocking, or the man is, somebody in the relationship is blocking the ability to build wealth. If somebody has somebody in the relationship, let's just say somebody in a relationship,
right.
Somebody in a relationship has a very low credit score. And, because that's tied to your ability to pay and all of this other stuff, some other factors. They have no regards for how they're maintaining their bills, and they really don't care about credit or being, paying in a timely manner. If a person has a business and you have a poor credit score, you can't get loans. You can't get money if you can't get access capital if you have poor credit. That could be a barrier.
That should be an important first date type of question. Like, what's your credit? Like, I mean, really,
you know what?
You don't want to waste your time, right?
Let me tell you what my uncle told me. Yeah. My uncle told me, he said, you should ask a man to see his portfolio.
Oh, really?
That's what my uncle said. He said, if you have a portfolio, he should have one too. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's realistic? Do you think that should be what happened, or do you think that's realistically what's happening out here in these
for some people
dating society?
It is realistic depending on who you're talking to. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Being asking a man what his portfolio.
So how successful you think women to be if she's successful for whatever reason? We hypothetically speaking, right?
Hypothetically.
She's successful. Right, there's a lot of successful women out here. She's trying to find, someone else successful. 9 times out of 10, successful people, men in this case, for women, they got their own set of options. Who they don't have to do all this thinking with. They got options. Women like men with options, right? Right. So if all the men with options got their own little whole thing set up already, with they don't have to do all this thinking and battling with you. I ain't got to do all that to be with somebody. I go find this little pretty little thing who need a few little things that my influence could create. Why would I go through that fight, right? So if these men are really pretty much taken up what options do that leave? These plugged women who,
Each other.
they
That's
leave.
what happened.
What does that leave them? And I'm just saying, I'm not saying to lower your standard. Because I know that could be sound like that's what's being suggested. Because I'm not saying that, but what I'm just saying, what we're seeing now is what's playing out the way you're saying it already. I already think that's what's playing out. I already think that's how it is. I think women are, getting more established in their careers, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Women are now 57% of the workforce. Women 57% of the workforce.
Now, it's like the women empowerment. So it leave a whole bunch of men, with no jobs. Just say it like that. If they more than 50%, then the men you looking for ain't got a job. He ain't got a career, whatever. He ain't got nothing going, right? He ain't got the same thing going that you going.
He working.
Right? I'm just saying that. So what are you choosing from?
He in trouble.
I'm saying, what are you choosing from?
There are 7.5 billion people.
Yeah.
With a B. I didn't say M. With a B.
So you talking about black, white, Mexican, Chinese, and everything. So you one of the ones who subscribe to dating any outside your race in order to find happiness for yourself. You ain't just limited to black men.
Are we? I didn't know we were talking about you had to date inside your race. Is that the answer?
I ain't saying we talking about. We ain't talking about the way you said that. 7.5 billion. It was a suggestion. It was a strong suggestion that you would say, "Hey, sisters, wake up! Don't just look at these brothers." It was just a suggestion. It just felt like a suggestion. When you said 7.5, the way you said it, billion women. You know what I'm saying? This is part of your coaching. I'm going into your coaching now. I'm a great listener, right? So you suggesting that? Black women should date whoever they need to date, plug, influence, whatever they need to date to go along with what they are.
What I'm saying is, that we all have a personal decision to make. And if your personal decision, okay, when it comes down to anything, when you begin to narrow focus, you're going to automatically dwindle your pool, right? Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. Yeah. So innately, if a woman says, I only want to date, if a black woman says, I'm only going to date black men, automatically she narrowed her pool, right? So from that pool, let's say, so from that pool, how many of those men are married? Smaller pool. How many of those men are available to date? Smaller pool. How many of those men are in my desired age bracket? Smaller pool. So realistically speaking, if anyone wants to optimize their chances of anything that they're doing, they need to broaden their pool regardless of what it is. So yes, so from a standpoint of women wanting to actually connect with men, of course you're going to have a larger pool if you're considering all races. I'm not here to tell people what to do or how to love or who to choose. So if you prefer to choose within your race, more power to you. If you want to date outside of your race, that's fine too. So where you stand is where you stand.
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah.
Well, I guess.
So yeah. So there are men with portfolios, and does he have to choose me? Absolutely not. Do you want low hanging fruit? As a man, do you want the easiest thing? For your wife, do you want the easiest thing out there? Yeah. You do.
It ain't even that hard to me. It's not even that hard. I mean. Ain't that hard. I mean, it's like feelings is like played out now. It's like I still believe in find somebody I like. I worry about what she make later on. I worry about all that later on.
I mean, of course. I mean, if
it won't be a disqualification factor, like, oh man, shorty work at Walmart. Like, no, I want to look at it like that.
I mean, if we're looking at stats, yes, there are less people who make over $100,000 a year. So yes, so that pool is going to narrow, right? So yes, it can be challenging if you want somebody in a certain income bracket. Yes, that poses a challenge because it's going to narrow. That pool is going to narrow. And then, okay, say that person has your income bracket. Well, maybe he has somebody he don't want you, or she doesn't want you. Narrowed again. So there's gonna always be challenges in any type of relationship when you're searching.
I
So
agree. I think the thing that's interesting to me, is that when we talk like that in a certain sense, the way you say, well, it doesn't really factor in the fact that, again, who getting left behind? The black man. The black man getting left behind with that philosophy, with the way you said it. And I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just trying
no,
to say now, progressively, because the black man and the black man and a black woman, we neither one of us at the front of that table, right? But some type of way, systematically, um, women are developing more opportunities to sit at the front of that table in the society. And it seemed like our black women are beginning to say, it's something wrong with y'all too. Everybody is saying something wrong with them. And with that philosophy, that's what I sound like I hear now. Even our women are beginning to say, well, let's date outside the race. And I'm not, again, I agree with you about what you're saying, that, you know, people are free to have the liberty, the civil liberties
yeah.
to date whoever they want to date. And I don't ever want to suggest anything different from
You
that.
want to hear something funny?
Sure.
I hear black men who are successful. This is hilarious.
Right.
I hear black men who are successful. I'm talking about attorneys,
Hmm.
doctors, business owners,
Right.
et cetera, who's saying that they have a hard time connecting with a quality woman
Okay.
in their race.
Okay. Black,
Black
black.
men,
Okay.
yes.
But you also told me that
And
black women
and
are
I
the
hear
highest
black,
divorced women. Right
yes,
now,
yes,
so there's
yes,
there's a connection to that.
yes,
That's a connection.
yes,
Black women are the highest divorced women,
yes,
and black men saying they're having a hard time connecting with these women who are the highest divorced women in the race. There's a
yes,
connection to that, and a different way of looking at it for
yes.
me. That is based off what you said. It ain't even nothing I suggested. That
Hmm.
was just your example. Both of these are your examples, right? And I'm just saying, but it seemed like the positioning that a lot of black women are beginning to get in, that has a benefit to them financially,
Yes.
or empowers them because of the financial opportunity that's created,
Hmm.
right? They don't see no relation to the fact that what black men are saying, that we having a hard time connecting with y'all,
And I hear
right?
black women saying the same thing.
Okay.
Black women saying that. So it's just the same
Right.
conversation. The
Right.
black women, the black women who are positioned
Right.
are saying, I'm having a hard time connecting
Connecting.
with the quality black
Black
man.
man.
And then the black men who are also positioned are saying the exact
And
same
I'm asking
thing.
you, why is radiating your power? Is it addressing the concepts that will create solutions for that reality, that both of them are speaking in a way that they don't want to see? They don't want to see a disconnection. They don't want to see this disconnection. We want the connection, right? That really, but we're frustrated to the point, almost the same way, two people in a relationship that are arguing, just too stubborn enough to have a solution. Both of them love each other, but they too stubborn, right? So they just begin to say, "Forget it. I'm gonna keep my stubbornness, and I'm gonna move. I can show you I can move on without you." But it's not what either one of them want, right?
Correct.
So I'm asking you to radiate your power. Does it address the energy that's necessary to, I'm not saying it's your responsibility to keep black people together. I'm not saying that. But is it addressing the parts of humility? Because you say you're coaching women to address the parts of humility that can address the fact that it's some black men that desire them, that is something in them that need to be talked to amongst them too. Same way we need to talk amongst ourselves as black men to keep us connected.
Radiate your power is a tool, it's an instrument that will, yes. So your answer, to answer that in short, yes, it is a tool that will allow you to actually look at yourself more closely and figure out, what am I doing to create this situation? Every relationship, you're creating that relationship. How you respond to that man, you're creating. Everything you do is creating the current relationship. Everything you are not doing is creating the current relationship that you have. So activity and inactivity is actually affecting your relationship. So this book gives you an opportunity, this tool gives you an opportunity to actually inflect and give and make a different decision. Now the choice is yours. Can't make you do anything. Now it's up to you to decide. In life, everything in our lives are about is about decision. Every day we decide, and those decisions make up our lives. Our lives today, as we know it today, is a series of decisions. So you decide what you want to do next.
I
Take
want
it or
y'all to give
leave
some love out to some of y'all Facebook
it.
people real quick. TC, Jessica, I want y'all to get
Facebook.
some. Give
Angela
some love.
Bell said, I don't think it's realistic. Most of these men ain't showing you. Ain't
Who
showing
said
their
that?
portfolio. Angela Bell said, she said, ain't showing you nothing. Ain't showing you nothing. My cousin Peter said, what's up? Bitch like, yeah, preach, cuz. He said, what's up? Adele in the building. Nicole in the building. It was April Allen in the building. What's up?
Okay, I can't
Let's
get
get some
to
Jessica
mine. I'm gonna
people.
need you to I think that's KK.
Yeah, KK Jenkins said,
Hey, what's up, KK? Ross in the house.
Yeah,
I can't see the other ones.
touch it. There we go. Right. Update.
I can't see that.
I had a few of them.
Hey, Pearl, Teresa.
I'm touching all
You're
on
gonna
this
have to
phone.
read that.
We just
for
want
me.
to say a few, send a little love. Yeah, we appreciate everybody chiming in. I want you to talk about when your next event, how people can get in contact with you,
Uh,
how can
Get your
people
book.
plug in,
Absolutely. My
how
next
do they get to
event.
radiate power, how do they get to connect with radiate power?
Again, you can buy my book at the Kiba bookstore at Trinity United Church. Christ Universal Temple is currently reviewing my book for their bookstore as well. You can purchase it off of Amazon. You can also purchase the book off of my website, www.loveliestwoman.com. My next event is on October the 13th. It is a relationship workshop for men, a relationship workshop for women. To the person, and you can also join my masterclass on my website. You can set up an appointment to talk to me about your relationship woes. To that person who said these men are not showing me anything that is unrealistic, this is the purpose of my masterclass. You can actually create a relationship where he will show you. That's what my masterclass is about. Creating what you want. It does not exist. You're going to create it.
So you can create it.
You can
create a
yes,
relationship that you want.
absolutely. You created the relationship that you have, right?
Okay.
Correct? The relationship that you have right now. That is whatever the two of you have done.
That's interesting.
You can shape whatever you want based on your actions and your inactions. You get a relationship.
Because you said you was ready to get married again, right?
Yes.
Because you can create the type of relationship.
Yes, when I left, absolutely.
Right.
And I created that relationship with the ex-boyfriend of mine, and he helped me to realize that I was afraid of remarrying because I was afraid that I was going to get back into the same type of relationship. But I created a wonderful relationship with him.
Mhm.
And he helped me realize that I was really open to be remarried. And with the help of him, wonderful man. All hats off to him. He had to participate in this. I didn't make him do anything. Wonderful man and great relationship. People thought we were married. I mean, everybody thought we were married. That's how good of a relationship it was. And when we entered into a relationship, we both agreed that we didn't want to remarry. And so at that point, I didn't feel the need to pressure him into doing something he didn't want to do. So I said, you're a great guy and everything. Well, I'm going to have to part ways with you because I want to be open to getting married. And if I'm still dating you, I can't find my husband because I'm dating you. And you don't want to get married, and that's okay.
I have a question then. If you can create the relationship you want, why you didn't get this dude to marry? Why?
That's the thing. That's not my position, though. Some people, that's not my position is to make people do something or convince him. That's not me. That's inauthentic for me. I don't want nobody who don't want me. You don't want me, good. Okay, I don't want you either. That's my position.
Oh, so he didn't want you.
No, he didn't want to get married.
Oh, I got you.
He didn't want to get married. And we both established that
I
when we
see.
first met. So I already knew he did not want to
Oh, I see.
remarry when we first met. So that was an understanding.
So why did
And
you
I'm
get
not
in a
going to give
relationship
him
with him?
because I didn't want to remarry either. So it
At
was
that
good at
time, yeah,
first. At
I got
first. So that was I was
Okay.
good.
He was good.
So when I reevaluated myself and said,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is a possibility," so I knew I had to let him go.
Because now you do. 'Cause at
Now
first
I
you
do.
want to be with
Now I
married
did
now.
not,
Right.
but now I do.
Dude, and
So I have.
he's
not the
okay.
one. So I have to make space for my husband. So I can't date you anymore.
Right, I got you.
I got to draw a line in the sand.
That was a good decision, man.
That's strong.
Yeah, that was a good
To have feelings
decision.
for somebody that just go just
Wonderful man.
Yeah.
I would write him a letter of recommendation.
Right.
Wonderful man.
Mhm.
But he,
That's good.
it's okay.
I like
he
that.
don't
I
want to
like
get
that
married
concept.
no more.
He doesn't want to get married. That's okay.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good that you come to that conclusion.
So that's how people can get in contact with me. I'm on social media, Instagram, the loveliest woman, Twitter, loveliest woman, and hit me up.
You gonna give all your secrets away though? I know everybody gotta read the book, but you said you can't worry about nobody else. All you could do, how can you create a relationship without the other person? Like influence it. How can you do that?
You say what?
Because you said earlier just now this guy didn't want to get married. So you said you're not gonna force him, right?
Right, that's my position because I could have given him an ultimatum. I could have said, "Hey, if you want to be in my life, I'm going to you to marry me. This is what I need." I didn't want to have that conversation because that's not who I am. That goes against everything in me. So I'm not going to do that. So yes, you can create it. How do you create that? You create so just like you create everything else.
That makes
Again,
sense.
how
What you're
your
saying. That makes sense.
action and inactions. I mean, it's a number of things the way you.
You can't create it because since you know now that you're open to get married, the person you talk with before we get any further, you will make sure that's an option for them. So you're creating yourself a way to end up being married and happy, right?
Yeah, I mean that's a way if you know you want to get married and you meet a guy and he says, "Well, I'd never want to get married."
You ain't
Do you
creating nothing but
wanna
a problem, right?
do you want to I mean this is a decision. He may change his mind. He may get with you and then realize you're a wonderful woman. You're everything he ever wanted and change his mind. He may do that, but he may not. Are you willing to gamble on that? Are you willing to take the risk on?
Some water right there.
Excuse me. Are you willing to take that chance on him saying no to you and not being that person?
Drink you some water.
So
We'll talk. We'll find something to talk about. What's the best score? You finna make me
14-10, man.
you finna make me
14-10.
cough.
Yeah, we got
Got
some
what?
water. Got some water. Just got choked up, man. See that man, whoever you are out there, just talked about you.
You know what
Choked
I'm
up,
saying? You
man.
just choked out. You know
She
that's
said
what
she
the
gonna
man
write a
do.
recommendation
Power
letter
man.
for you and everything.
Got the
Just
man
talk
of
about you. You
chauvinistic
gotta
people.
choke it up, man. You supposed to marry the dude.
She's like, he didn't want to get married. This is my fault. He didn't want to. My words had changed. We know y'all words change. You're a woman. You always change your mind when it comes to you're a woman, baby. We know
actually,
this
I
already.
have somebody who I know somebody who was dating somebody and he asked her to move in with him, and she said, "No, you got to marry me." And he said, "Okay."
Right.
But that's her truth. That's her position she
Right.
wanted to take.
I feel it.
Right. Plug yourself again. Tell everybody where they can find you and get in contact with you.
Yeah, you gotta keep putting it out there. So they,
Jessica Matthews, www.loveliestwoman.com.
Loveliestwoman.com.
LOVELIESTWOMAN.com.
that's what's up.
That's what's
Your
up.
next class October. What?
My next master class is October the 27th. You could join my mailing list and hit up my website. Hit me on Instagram at the loveliest woman, Twitter, loveliest woman, and hit me up on Facebook, loveliest woman, and you can get in contact with me, and I'll definitely shoot out a link to use for you to join my master class. You can send me an email.
Yeah. There's a price tag on this?
There
Oh,
absolutely is a price tag. And I have a conversation with the person to see if they're a good fit. They may not want to work with me. They may hear what I have to say and say, you know what, that's not for me. So coaching. So let me tell you, let me break it down to you. There's coaching, there's therapy, and there's consulting.
Okay.
Okay. So for therapy is I have these issues. The therapist is going to help me through these mental issues. These are deep seated issues that they're going to walk me through healing this hurt. It's a hurt, something I'm trying to deal with. That's therapy. Consulting is I have a problem. I'm going to hire you, bring you in to solve this problem. One, two, three, four, five. This is how I'm going to solve your problem. And I'm going to implement this solution for you. That's consulting.
Okay.
Coaching is you're a client, I'm the coach. We're going to partner together to take you from point A to point B. That's what coaching is. That's the distinct difference
so
between the three
consultant
of them.
you don't charge anybody to consult, right?
Consulting, I don't do consulting at this moment. I do coaching.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I partner with you
Yeah, you,
to take so your point A is where you are right now.
Right.
The point B is where you would be after the coaching is
I
done.
got you. I got you. No, I just want to, get a whole,
Yeah.
10 consultations. I just want to get 10 of them. Like,
Actually, I do sample sessions.
Yeah, you give me about
I
10
do
sample sessions. I'll be good about it.
I do sample sessions. Actually, I do.
All right, one more time. Plug yourself. We're going to get out of here.
Okay.
Plug yourself one more time.
Jessica Matthews, Loveliest Woman Coaching, www.loveliestwoman.com. Radiate your power. You can find me on Instagram at The Loveliest Woman, Twitter, Loveliest Woman, Facebook, Loveliest Woman.
How somebody get a copy of your book?
You can get a copy of my book on Amazon.com. The Akiba Bookstore at Trinity United Church in Chicago, Illinois on 95th Street. You can also go to my website and purchase the book, www.loveliestwoman.com.
And we appreciate you very much for coming in, being so transparent with your story. You really was able to take the jaw jacking challenge, because this is a jaw jacking.
Who fault was it in the marriage? The divorce, yours or his?
Nobody is at fault. We were just at different point in our lives.
Great answer.
Yeah, that was a great answer.
Y'all so
very
mature.
Yeah,
Right, that's so mature.
Our situation is somebody's fault.
Yeah, nobody makes that. We just woke up the same day.
You told me I didn't cook like your mama. It's your fault.
Right. I appreciate you. Transparency is important. One of the things we learn, I think, with doing our show a lot of times is that we try to have like these very candid type of conversations.
Pressure cooker.
Everybody is just, everybody just built differently. Everybody got their agendas and their motives. We have conversations really trying to get understanding. As like, I know I don't understand all the strengths of what you were, like with the comment that you made when you said, hey, I don't necessarily have to choose a man from within my race. That's not a attack you moment. That's an understanding moment. Like, where are you going? Where you going with that? What does that mean? Because I think differently of it.
Right. That's an option. So yeah, that's an option.
We just got to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Because that says a lot. It says a lot. And again, everything that you say is like you're not necessarily trying to win the argument. And everybody think that. It's just, like me and TC was going at it a little bit earlier, right?
Right.
And it was like TC was over there like, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying, Bob. I don't get it. Right? And he said, I'm gonna leave it alone. Because he realized at that moment, we ain't trying to win an argument. We just know when we get on our points, we disagree. That's just how jaw jacking is. That's how we think sometimes.
I thought it was a conversation.
Yeah.
I thought it was a neat conversation. I appreciate the questions, and
go
they're
like that,
very pointed questions, and it has a lot of validity in terms
But you
of.
on point though.
Yeah.
You respond. You on point.
Yeah, she on point.
She on point. Yes,
Yeah,
she
she
is.
on
Give her
point.
credit.
Yeah, so now we really appreciated the conversation. That was good. What was another point I was gonna make? I totally forgot. It was something about it was something you said that
We don't let lies, so that's.
I want.
Somebody
wanted to call.
liars.
Yeah, somebody wanted to call her out on. I ain't
Call
gonna
me out.
I ain't
Come
gonna
on.
leave her alone.
Look, I
Now,
ran track. I know how to
what it
jump
was.
hurdles. Put those hurdles out there.
I know
can
what I was
jump
gonna
it.
call you out on. We got about 10, 15 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah, I
Call me
wanted to
out.
call her out on this, man.
Okay.
Since I told her we was going, we wanted to watch the Bears game, and she told me we don't need to be watching the Bears game. No way, anyway. Period. We don't need to be watching football. Period. And I said, man, and she gave me a whole reason. Why don't you get a reason why, so everybody can know why.
This is my personal position, right? And we all have our personal positions. So Colin, is that his name? Colin Kaepernick?
Yes.
Okay, I got that right. Yay. So Colin Kaepernick, he took a stand. Took a stand for something he believed. Now, you see a pattern here. I love when people take a stand for something they believe. He took a stand for something he believed in, which he has a constitutional right to do so. People stand up and say stuff all the time. And when he took a stand for something he believed in, he was punished.
Right.
His employment was stripped away from him. His endorsements were stripped away from him because he was exercising a constitutional right that is afforded to every American in America. Last time I checked, this is America.
Right.
And he's punished for that. Other people like 45 are saying whatever they want to say, and their rights are not being stripped away from them, and they're not being punished for what they're saying. And so I have a problem with the NFL stripping everything away from this man for standing up for what he believed in. They did that. I believe, this is my understanding, the NFL did this because it was all about the numbers. People who were paying for the sport, they were angry. This is a numbers game. This is about money. So they were cutting into their money. So Colin was cutting into the NFL's money. So the NFL is going to cut into his money and cut you off. We need to end this conversation. I have a problem with that. I felt like he got spanked for standing up for what he believed in, which he had the right to do so. And I think because of that, because he was punished for standing up, I think we should stand up as well and punish the NFL for punishing him. We shouldn't watch the game. And I'm not watching the game.
Right, because that brother was punished. That black man was punished.
He was punished for standing up. They always tell us to fight with what you believe in.
Would you do the same thing for a white man? Would you stand up for that same injustice? Or are you just saying it's coming from the spirit of it being a black man who did it?
It's coming from the spirit of injustice.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You'll stand up from injustice no matter what it is.
I'm standing up for injustice. I have
no matter what it is. So it ain't got nothing to do with, it don't have anything to do with black men watching the game. It just got to do with that injustice. Well,
that's a degree. Right. So you're correct.
Yeah,
so yes,
I'm to be sure because
you're correct. You're correct. No, you're correct. Right. There's two. This is twofold.
Yeah.
The first one is it's an injustice, right? The second thing is when a black man does it, when a black person does it, it's a problem. Okay. When other races do it, it's acceptable, and they are expressing their thoughts and their opinion. They are exercising their rights. When a black man does it, he's out of order. When other races do it, they're expressing their creative expression.
So when you go find this white husband, are you gonna be able to keep the same energy?
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, when you find this white, are you?
Absolutely, yes.
For that level of our people and our injustice.
Absolutely. If I don't know what
I'm just saying,
there is no color on my husband.
That's why I know. That's based on the potential of your philosophy. Your philosophy could go find somebody who feel like 45 feel, like President 45 feel about that taking a knee. He could feel exactly like that. And you as his wife, you're gonna say you're gonna pull one of those Black Panther moments. Go against your husband when he and his military lineage then died for this country, and we died for this. We don't believe that taking a knee. And you married to this white dude, right? Because you trying to find your happiness, right?
Can you have the same passion?
Can you have the same
Absolutely.
passion? That's all I'm asking you.
Absolutely. I could have the same passion. Absolutely. So
I
we
was just
are
a creative
all
black man in my mind. As you
no,
listening. It's like
no, it's
you know, I
possible.
love who you are and I love what you do. This ain't no gotcha moments, but we
No,
black men
it is
and we
po-
think a certain way.
No,
Think a certain way when we hear certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I listen to your whole story, your whole theme, and then it come back to Kaepernick, and then it come all the way back, and I just want to know based on what you said. I'm like,
I-
man. And then next time I see Miss Jessica Matthews, her name is gonna be Miss Jessica Ezekiel.
that is correct.
Favre. You know what I'm saying? Jessica Favre. Yeah. And we're gonna be sitting here.
If I'm Jessica Favre, I could. Yes, I could. I could. That's a taking
I don't think you could do
responsibility.
that.
That's
Yeah,
a taking responsibility.
like your favorite
I put
part.
on my
Black
big
Panther.
girl panties. If I said it, I said it.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
You gotta check out, John.
Plug yourself one more time.
Check her out, y'all. Check her
One more
out.
time. Plug yourself and tell people how to get your book.
Jessica Matthews, Radiate Your Power on Amazon.com. You can also visit the Akiba bookstore at Trinity United Church. My book is also on my website, www.loveliestwoman.com. That's LOVELIESTWOMAN.com.
Thanks for listening to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com with our special guest in the building, Miss Jessica Matthews, the author, innovator, motivator for Loveliest Woman, right? Loveliest Woman, did I get it right?
Loveliest Woman Coaching, yeah.
Loveliest Woman Coaching. We really appreciate you taking the Joe Jackin hot seat, man. It's always a hot seat when you come on here talking about relationships. With some two black men with their full Adam's apple fully grown. Like our Adam's apples are fully grown. We listen to you. We love you. You engage with us. We gave you a pass when we thought we need to give you a pass on because we love you. And we love what you're doing. We're learning how to give more passes. You know, me and TC can be
give some grace. Give some grace, gentlemen.
And love regardless of the situation. Just love.
TC,
love unbound. Love unbound.
Love unbound. Anyway, we really appreciate your conversation today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC
on IntellectualRadio.com. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. We'll see you next Sunday. 42.
Go Bears! Deuces. That's our music. Jessica people, thank you very much for tuning in. Jessica folks.